Hey guys, welcome back to the We Make Supplements podcast. This week we have a very, very special guest. It's actually a talent that I discovered with a team of guys, I want to say, 8-9 years ago? Sean, this guy.
So you discovered.
I was on a team of guys that discovered this guy. But Sean, his name is Tristen, Esoclastico. Yeah. He's an IFBB pro bodybuilder, and he is a successful CEO of Esco, the brand, launching multiple products, and we're really lucky to have him today. Tristen, how you doing?
I'm feeling great. Happy to be here. Thanks for having me, brother. Appreciate
Welcome to SDC, and We Make Supplements.
Hell yeah.
So have you ever been to Pittsburgh?
Yes.
You have?
A couple times.
So you knew what to expect?
Yes.
Clouds, really good food.
Exactly.
And the best Uber service known to man.
Oh, hands down. Probably the best Uber service I've ever had in my life.
Dude, I was giving you like the
Without
tour,
a doubt.
the fun facts. We were giving, I talk about the 481 bridges.
Give him a 3.8 and don't tip.
I mean, I got the history of literally I don't know how many places already, so this guy's on top of his game.
Yeah, he's our CEO, actually. That's really his role, which is our Chief Entertainment Officer.
Nice.
The struggle is real. Someone has to take on these roles and responsibilities. All right, so I want to cut right into the meat of things. You are someone who was an ambassador, right, for a brand, the face of a brand, Black Label Supplements, right? From there, you transitioned into a couple other brands that you've been part of over the past decade or so, but now you have your own company. Now, I feel like this is something that so many people talk about wanting to do, but not many people get a chance to do it. And I think there's a lot of people here that are going to benefit from hearing your perspective on how to go about making that transition, right? So let's jump into like the first probably serious question, right? Like, what drove you to make that decision, right? Was it that you wanted more than what the ambassador life was giving you, or was it just something you've always wanted to do?
I mean, let me make this clear real quick that I'm actually still a sponsored athlete.
Okay.
But I always wanted to work for myself. I always wanted to be my own boss, and I just feel like having that, financial freedom and being able to make my own schedule, do whatever I wanted on my own time was pretty much what I wanted to do with my life.
So what brand are you repping right now?
I'm with VPX and Bang.
Uh-oh.
But
where's our shipment for the show? We need some product placement here. We're going to have a talk with the talent manager.
I brought my own product.
Oh, you brought your own product. Fair enough. So, Sean, I mean, when you started a brand, what was your driving motivation?
I mean, initially when I started the About Time was mainly because I wanted to try to deliver an all-natural products to an industry that I didn't see a lot of, right? This was 11 years ago when people weren't talking a lot about stevia and non-GMO and gluten-free and stuff like that. So that was my motivating factor, but been an entrepreneur my whole life, so it's just a matter of what you fall into. I never thought I'd be selling protein, never thought I'd be manufacturing protein. It's just, opportunities pop up. And if you're an entrepreneur, I'm sure you saw an opportunity with your business, and I'd love to hear more about it, how you got into it and what it is.
Yeah, let's talk about the products, right? So the stuff that you have out right now, and then, a little rumor has it that you might be working on some new products.
Yes.
So, give us the breakdown.
All right, so what I have right now is actually a vitamin vape. It's a vitamin B12 vape. It's got vitamin B12, vitamin B6, no caffeine. It's 800 puffs. They're disposable pens. We have about 8 flavors. There's no tobacco, no nicotine, so it's like a healthy alternative to like a Juul or anything that has tobacco or nicotine in it. So this is a great healthy alternative to smoking. Vitamin B12, obviously natural energy, overall wellness, mind health, memory health, and it's a fun way to get in your vitamin B12. We also have an e-liquid that you can add to like your personal vape. So it's an e-liquid that you put in like a standard vape. So we have our disposable pens. I have 8 flavors in those, and then we just came out with a blueberry flavor e-liquid that you add into your vape.
Interesting. So bring me to the thought process when you decided, because this is like going through my mind now, right? You brought vaping and you brought vitamins together. Like, what did that opportunity get presented to you? Was it your idea? Did you just see it and you said, oh, man, I really like that?
Just honestly, like I've just discussing with other entrepreneurs, other friends of mine, and I've always been into like the art of smoking in general. And I just thought it was really cool. So to be able to combine the both of them, vitamins and vaping, it's just like, it's something that I didn't even know was even possible. And to be able to do that, it's just, honestly, to me, it's a complete game changer. And to be able to offer a healthy alternative to people that want to quit smoking as well.
Yeah.
It's, it's amazing
Very
to be able
cool.
to do that.
Very cool. So
what do you think the biggest struggles were kind of getting something like that off the ground?
I would say just struggles. Hold on, let me think about this.
Okay.
I would say, because I've done everything on my own pretty much. So really just like getting the website up, getting the labeling, getting the flavoring, getting all the back end stuff.
There's a lot of decisions to be made, right? You got to
right.
decide the packaging. You got to decide what's going to happen with the messaging out to the end consumer.
Right.
I mean, I don't know if you ever built a website before. Was this your first time?
This was actually my first time building a website too. So being on my laptop for 10 to 12 hours a day and actually putting bodybuilding to the side.
Oh, you did it yourself?
Oh, everything I've done.
Oh, wow.
I mean, I had some help here and there, obviously, Shopify experts and stuff like that. But a lot of it I've done on my own.
Yeah, that's impressive.
Just trial and error, talking to people on the phone. How do I do this? How do I do that? Just building a website. And I've just learned so much as far as, building an e-commerce website and, just working my way around all of that.
Yeah,
and
but that's what entrepreneurship is about, right? Is like tackling a project or a business, and you have no idea how you're even going to get started, but somehow you just start figuring it out along the way.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
trial and error.
Entrepreneurship.
Exactly.
All right, so there's some rumors that you might be working on some other products. Let's talk about that.
Okay. I don't know if I want to leak that out too much.
Oh, we're not going to talk about it. Okay. Well, I mean, you did used to rep a bunch of different supplement lines. Is that something you're considering doing down the road? Are you doing apparel? Can you give me some?
I'm actually looking to come out with my own entire line.
Oh wow. Okay.
So
maybe we could help you.
I would like
angles.
to incorporate since CBD is a huge trend right now. I would love to incorporate CBD with the vitamin B12.
That'd be awesome. That'd be different.
And CBD into the entire line, just because CBD is huge right now. So, and I want to come out with, something innovative. Everyone has protein. Everyone has pre-workout. Everyone has, so I want to innovate, come out with something new, something different. Maybe like an anti-aging formula. I have a couple different ideas with that.
Sean, I've seen you toss around some formulas over the
yeah.
past couple months. I mean, what's your advice to someone trying to start their own product line and coming up with
that would be my
differentiating
first
stuff?
advice. Is he already nailed it? I mean, everyone has a protein and a pre-workout, and there's not a whole lot of innovation happening in those categories. So where can you innovate? And there's people that are obviously selling, whether it's CBD or gut health or different things, but you can get specialized. So, I mean, I looked at, like with the full spectrum hemp oil that contains a CBD, mixing it with other botanicals. So things for like, say, valerian root and other things at night to kind of cause a calming effect in addition to the CBD and full spectrum hemp oil. Mixing it with ashwagandha and ginkgo biloba and all these different things for like a morning kind of awake. Those are things that have been interesting me. For the from a formula perspective is like seeing how the full spectrum hemp oil mixes and works with synergies with other botanicals is what's something that I've been like really kind of researching and interested in lately.
Right.
Okay, so I think something that people in the audience could get from all three of us is advice on how to go about starting a business, right? I mean, Sean and I have had multiple LLCs and companies. I'm sure this might not be your first, but this is turning out to be a great success for you with what you're doing. So, I mean, I think if each of us could come up with like 3 pieces of advice that we would give, I'll go first, right? I think the first one is don't be afraid to ask for help. Right. At the end of the day, you have your network and you have people that have been helping you throughout your years. Like, don't be afraid to go ask for advice from someone who you can possibly be a mentor for you with what you're doing. Don't be afraid to ask the printer or the graphic designer for advice or the experts in their area, right? The manufacturers that you're speaking with. Like, hey, what do you think would differentiate my product from something else? Right. That's number 1. Like, don't be afraid to ask. I think number 2 would be figure out what your edge is going to be. Right, I feel like some people think their edge is going to be, oh, well, I'm doing this, so my friends are going to buy it. You got to have something that differentiates you from everything else, right? Whether it's the packaging is going to be cooler, right, because you have some like custom mold bottle or whatever it is. whether it's an ingredient that you're getting that no one else has access to. I remember when we did Black Label, there was a couple ingredients in there that no one had access to at that time. Like we waited like 6 months for one ingredient to show up, right? So it definitely creates an edge to what you're trying to do and helps like jump off that platform for whatever it is you're launching, right? Kind of makes sense there. And then 3, you really need to draw out a game plan. I feel like so many people don't realize that a launch has multiple parts to it, right? You gotta get the brand messaging figured out. You gotta get like the digital stuff figured out. Some people that launch in the supplements don't even know how they're gonna process credit cards on a website, right? So you have to get that action plan figured out. You gotta figure out how you're shipping it, right? I mean, we could probably jump into this with you. I mean, like, are you shipping yourself or using a partner?
I'm doing everything alone. Pretty much.
Yeah. So I mean, full grassroots.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I mean, I can only imagine you're probably doing hundreds of shipments a day, driving over to UPS or USPS or whatever, is dropping off in the bin in the back.
Exactly.
I mean, and that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
Right? When you start, like, don't be afraid to do that when you start.
Right.
But I mean, Sean, what are your 3 pieces of advice?
I mean, obviously I can give you 3 pieces, but I would say number 1 is just get started. So many people talk about their ideas and they got this and I don't know if I want to invest, whether it's $1,000 or $10,000 or 20, whatever that is, so they're talking about this thing that they want to do and then they're like, but I don't really know how to build a website. And so many people that I've met that are talking about the same idea for 12 months. And it's like 12 months later and they're still talking about how they have this great idea. And I have always realized from my businesses and other people that have been successful, just get started. You're going to figure it out. You're going to figure out how, if you're motivated and you're ambitious enough and you believe in your idea and your dream, you're going to figure it out. You're going to ask the right people the right questions. And so those things, kind of to your point, you said have a game plan. Although I agree, you got to have a game plan in your head, but you don't need a fancy, portfolio of 30 pages of your game plan written out, right? You got to know what you want to achieve in your head and just get started. So that's like number 1, just get started. Number 2, I think, is be very weary of people who want to kind of get around you when they see that you're on to something, right? There's a lot of people out there from a lot of different backgrounds that like to prey on entrepreneurs. Hey, I could be your mentor. Hey, I want to be on your board. Hey, pay me a consulting fee. Hey, I can show you how to do this if you give me a piece of the action. So I just say be very, very cognizant of the people that want to come into your life and help you, quote unquote, with your business. So that's number 2. And then number 3, I just think you got to be fearless. I mean, businesses fail all the time. Yeah, I mean, if your business fails, that's fine. Start another one, right? So, but you can't go around being scared about, is this going to work? And what are people going to think about me if I fail? And, all these different things. So those are probably the 3 best pieces of advice I'd give.
Okay, so, I mean, Tristen, I think people want to definitely hear from you, right? Like, what's your take on getting a business started?
Honestly, like Sean said, just take that first step. Take that first step, because everyone, most people are like, I always talking about it. I want to start a business. I want to do this. I want to do that. But they never take that first step. And I feel like we have every single resource possible in front of us. Like, Google is everything. Google, YouTube, like, you have everything literally right in front of you. So you just have to take that first step. And just go for it. I'm not gonna lie. Starting a business just sounds so. It's a very difficult concept to grab, But I just feel like you take that first step. And when I started, I didn't know what the hell I was doing, And most people don't. Like, you don't know what the hell you're doing. You just gotta take that first step and just go with it, and find people that expertise in certain areas. So you can, say you have somebody for marketing, you have somebody for sales, you have somebody for, building your website. So different areas that can help you bring everything together and build that foundation, because obviously building that foundation is just the most important. So that's my biggest piece of advice, is just really taking that first step. Because I'm not gonna lie, to this day, I still don't know what the hell I'm doing, to be honest.
And it's a process to figure it out.
And
chapters.
Every single day is a learning experience. You learn new things every day, and you grow every single day. And that's part of being an entrepreneur, and just growing on a daily basis and learning, and connecting with people that have specific expertise in what they do and applying that to your foundation and your business. So my biggest piece of advice is just take that first step, take that leap of faith, and just go with it, run with it.
Totally
Too many people are talking about it. Like Ankur said, like a year later, people are still talking about doing the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Take that step and just go with it, run with it, because you don't know where it can lead you.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. No, when I started this business, I had a training facility and a fitness facility.
Yep.
And, I started this business, and there came a point where I had to decide if I was going to continue to make money doing what I was doing,
right,
or go all in on this business. And when I went all in on this business, I pulled out the credit cards. I was charging rent.
Yep.
I was charging groceries,
Yep.
everything that I could do, because I wasn't able to do the other job anymore and do this full time.
Right.
And it was risky, right?
Yep.
And still is. But, just getting started, being fearless and taking that leap,
Yep.
I don't think there's any entrepreneur out there who's actually made it that, didn't lose sleep every single night on all the possibilities of failure that linger.
Right.
Well, let's talk about working with brands, right? So I'm sure you might be looking for like ambassadors for Esco, right? We've worked with ambassadors and affiliates throughout our careers. How do you, as now on the other side, right? How do you manage those people, and how do you speak to them? You've got an experience working with different brands and different requirements and all that. How do you go about creating that program?
Honestly, I'm still in the process of figuring out how to do that. That's what I want to do, and I just feel like building a solid ambassador team is what's really going to take my business and my brand to a whole nother level. So I would like to actually hear that from Sean, because that's something that's currently in the works, and I feel like that, influencer marketing and building a solid ambassador program is what's really going to help build that foundation. So
I'm so excited right now because Sean always throws this question back at me.
I was just about to throw it back at you.
I'm no, man, he wants to hear it from you, Sean. You better answer this.
Ankur pioneered this stuff, right? Everything I know from Ankur, so it's always easy to be like, well, Ankur, why don't you take this? But I've watched it evolve is probably my answer. I've watched it evolve to when we started our Instagram page and influencer marketing. I want to probably say in 2000 and maybe 9, 10, somewhere around there. I watched one of our brand pages, and it was it went from 0 to, maybe 30, 40, 50,000 followers really quickly, right? And I was like, this is so cool, and for me at the time, right? And now it's you look at pages, including ours, and it's unless you're forking out money, it's not growing. And or if you're somebody that's got really great content and got something great to say, and people are into what you're doing, right? But I've watched it change so quickly that I don't have a full grasp on what the right moves are right now. So I've personally kind of backed off and said, okay, I don't know how to assess the situation. And I've leaned on Ankur for that, on how do we gauge where to spend money and what to spend money on and what's working. So
I think at the end of the day, you just got to find people that believe in what your company is doing, right? And align themselves with the idea of, the products that you have, right? Not everyone agrees with this route that you're taking, right? So identifying that is probably the hardest piece about all of it, right? When we were talking about Black Label, you were such a great fit for everything that we were trying to do. And we knew that getting a big name that's already in the industry wasn't going to be where that, brand was going to go. Finding a guy who had all the potential in the world, right? Veins popping out on top of veins, right? For a hardcore supplement line, this is the dream, right? Meeting Tristen, getting him to getting him into the room with his giant Tupperware, eating while he's reviewing the contract, right? Signing that contract. I think what we offered you was paying for your competitions. There was a monthly stipend, right? And then there's this massive commission opportunity for everything that you were selling, right? And on top of that, we paired you with someone who has been in the space successfully, right? We paired you with Joey Swole as a mentor on the space and everything. I think that's something that a lot of people forget, right? These ambassadors or influencers that you're going to try and bring onto the brand, they need some mentorship. Fortunately for you, you've been around for almost a decade at this point. You could be that mentor for all of these people, and just showing them how to create good content that isn't some girls will just create thirst content, right? It doesn't do anything at the end of the day. There's no clout that's being created. But creating, content that actually explains the benefits of the ingredients, of the products, benefits when it comes to dealing with mental health with the types of CBD products you're talking about, things about anxiety and all that kind of stuff. I mean, dude, just no one's connecting with that content, right? And someone needs to explain that to these people, that if you take advantage of going this one route to create a real connection with your followers, you'll have clout to move this product. And here's the incentive of this giant commission check that I'm going to give you if you help me move this product, or this monthly stipend, or I'll pay for your competition, or what have you, right? Or like, the next time Tristan's on a podcast, he's going to bring an ambassador with him, right? So they get some experience doing all these things too.
Yeah, I think you brought up two really important points that I'd like to touch base on. One is, the people that are repping a brand, no matter what the product is, you can tell when you're looking at a social media page if that person is truly engaged with that brand, or just repping it and doing their, I got to do 3 posts this month, let me get one out, right? So I think it's super important to find people that truly believe in the products and are going to use them anyway. They just see an opportunity to get paid for using them, right? And then the other thing I think that you brought up was, you said mentorship, but the synergies between influencers, right? Like, I can tell, again, no matter what industry it's in, when I look at influencers that are repping a particular product, you can tell when they're all getting along and they all believe in the product and they're like kind of helping each other along the way, versus like maybe 4 or 5 great influencers on their own, but you could tell they don't even interact with each other and they're not excited about the brand collectively. So
I've had people like message me and say, hey, can I be an ambassador for your product, for your brand? And I'm like, have you even tried the product yet? And they're like, no. Like,
you just answered your question.
Like you said, like in order to rep and be an ambassador for the brand, like you said, you have to truly believe in the product and believe in the vision behind the brand. And I just feel like that's so important. In order to build a true solid ambassador team, you have to have people that truly stand behind the product, believe in the product, and believe in the vision behind the brand. I just feel like
I really believe in Bang energy drinks. So if someone wants to ship us a case before every podcast, I'm just shoot that out there now. You might know some people that could hook that up.
Of course, I got you.
Ankur works cheap.
Listen, I am a B12 supporter. Over here. I don't know if I'm allowed to hit this on the show, but I don't know if we're gonna go full Joe Rogan. Do you want to try it?
Well, you can try it. I'll try it. It's just B12, right? It's not like we're passing around THC or anything here.
Oh, man. No one tell Jen that this just happened on site.
Why?
I don't know. Are we allowed to do this on site?
Oh, that's a good question, man. I mean, we're not in like...
In front of the logos behind me?
Well, it's a vitamin.
No, it's all good.
It's
vitamin
vape.
Right?
I mean,
you want to try it?
Maybe you got this confused with like some of your other vapes, man. But this is just vitamins. We're in a vitamin
Hey,
vape.
extracurriculars are not going to be discussed on this podcast. But I feel like we finally just took a step towards Joe Rogan. What's up, man? Yeah, we watch your podcast.
It tastes good, too.
Mine too.
Yeah, it tastes good. Yeah, that was good.
Flavoring sells itself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, so hey Tristan, can I be an ambassador for your brand? I've tried your product now.
What do you think of it?
It tastes delicious.
Awesome.
I'm not supposed to curse, but it just needed to be part of that statement.
I don't know why you can't curse. I mean, we're not like
some algorithm on podcasts.
Oh, okay.
Right?
I was gonna say this isn't like a
Maybe the editing team could like bleep it out.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm like when I express myself, I'm somebody that uses curse words.
Yeah,
I mean, I feel like it's a way to truly express yourself. So I mean,
dude, it's because you're from Jersey.
I don't know.
I'm from Jersey. You're from Jersey. A lot of the other people I know that curse are from the East Coast.
Yeah.
It just kind of is something that it's about us, right?
So, I mean, I'll try to hold back.
Do people in Chicago curse?
Yeah,
most people curse, right? There's a difference between like I'm passionate and I'm cursing,
right,
or that's part of my vocabulary, and I'm just like a vulgar
prick,
right, or something like that.
I mean, hey, case in point, Gary V, constantly cursing, right, and all of his content, what he's doing, but he's an East Coaster, right? It is what it is. But like, you don't hear Tony Robbins cursing.
I've heard him curse. I've heard him curse.
Oh, really?
And I just feel like when you have so much emotion behind what you're trying to portray, like sometimes it just like that's how you truly have to express yourself, and that's
fair enough, man. Listen, just give me like Encore 15 as like a code, right? And I'm gonna start posting. It's gonna be epic. It's what's gonna happen. Oh man. All right. So, any last words for today's podcast, man? What did you think of the tour of the facility? We just did that for you.
Absolutely amazing, man. I really appreciate you having me here.
Yeah, it was cool, man. When we connected again, right? And you were like, "Hey, I heard about this podcast. What you're doing?" And you told me you'd never seen a facility. I'm like, "Dude, come on down. I want you to see the facility. Look at the machines." I know, Sean, you weren't part of the tour or anything, right? But it's just such a great experience, right? Going through the whole process.
Oh yeah, I'm really glad I came, and I'm really glad to start working with you guys.
What do you think Tristan's first words were when he walked into the building?
Oh, I don't know, man. I don't want to guess on that
This
one.
place smells like heaven. Is
Oh,
this
yeah.
protein
The smell, you
everywhere?
can smell the chocolate or the blueberry, whatever's being made
man,
that
it's
day.
everywhere. Oh, man. Dude, thank you so much for coming on to the podcast,
Thanks for
man.
having me.
And I'm going to show you around Pittsburgh a little bit while you're in town.
Oh, yeah.
And guys, check out the next episode. Make sure you message me or Sean if you want to get on, into Pittsburgh and be on the show, because we'd love to have you. And can't wait to see you guys next time.
Yeah.
All right,
Thanks
guys.
for coming, Tristen.
Awesome. Thank you guys. Appreciate
Yep.
it.